Godzilla Minus One, a retelling of the horrors of war, a heartfelt drama with an enormous humanity, and an action-packed blockbuster with astonishing visual effects achieved on a small-scale budget. Oh, Godzilla. I will never forget the time when I was so little rummaging around in my uncle's room, and that was when I stumbled upon a VHS copy of Terror of Mechagodzilla. Seeing the cover of a giant dinosaur breathing fire while battling a giant dinosaur-looking robot made me go, "Amen!" I was worried my uncle would be angry since I felt I was taking something without permission, but instead of scolding me, kind as he was, he let me keep it for myself. And my life has never been the same since, as a longtime fan of the series. Godzilla, a pop cultural icon created as a metaphor for nuclear paranoia and human destruction, has undergone numerous iterations. From being a hero in a child's eyes and a force of nature restoring balance, to a victory dancer, to a tuna fish eater, then back to a force of nature restoring balance, or an allegory on human destruction. Numerous movies have been released, each leaving behind something unique for fans to explore and enjoy. However, there are times when they can lose momentum by recycling elements, which can either be an absolute hit or an absolute miss depending on the audience's reception. During the Millennium Era, the early 2000s marked a significant decline in Godzilla's popularity. This downturn wasn't solely due to Roland Emmerich's failed attempt at rebooting the classic monster. Rather, it was a lack of new and fresh ideas. It wasn't until the Big G under the licensing of Legendary Pictures, culminating in the creation of what is now known as the Monsterverse a decade later. Shin Godzilla was a huge critical success in Japan. Directed by Hideaki Anno, known for the popular and acclaimed anime Neon Genesis Evangelion, and filmmaking kaiju veteran Shinji Higuchi. Its popularity paved the way for two additional films reimagining tokusatsu classics, Shin Ultraman and Shin Kamen Rider. After the success of Shin Godzilla, Toho Studios wanted to make more films in the franchise. Producer Minami Ichikawa appointed director and visual effects supervisor Takashi Yamazaki for the role. He was known for his works on films such as The Great War of Archimedes and Always Sunset on 3rd Street. By the way, Godzilla actually makes an appearance at the beginning of Always Sunset on 3rd Street too. I thought that was a nice little trivia, so I just wanted to share that. Until after finally watching it myself, I have to say I was absolutely shocked, stunned, and moved in the best possible way. This isn't just a great Godzilla movie, it's a fantastic movie overall. The editing and the haunting music during certain sequences reminded me of the early masterpieces like Jaws and Jurassic Park by Steven Spielberg. The visual effects were stunning. Supposedly it costed around $11 to $15 million. This stands in stark contrast to many Hollywood blockbusters. The film became a massive commercial and critical success, grossing over $120 million. It goes to show that even smaller movies have a chance. Godzilla made history by winning an Academy Award for visual effects. While I see it as a political move, I'm sorry, but still, at the end of the day, I can't help but feel it was very well deserved nonetheless. So the story focuses on Koichi Shikishima, portrayed by Kamiki Ryunosuke, a kamikaze pilot who abandons his mission out of cowardice. He lands on Odo Island with other survivors, but Godzilla's sudden appearance brings devastation, leaving only a few, including him, to survive once again. Upon returning home, Koichi struggles with survivor's guilt and post-traumatic stress. As he endeavors to rebuild his life, Koichi finds solace in caring for Noriko, whom he met in the streets, and a little girl who lost her parents in the war. However, Godzilla's relentless appearances prevent their efforts to move forward, plunging everyone back into despair, back to zero. Really, instead of zero, it's really back to -1. I've always believed that product IPs have the potential to be great movies, with strong characters we can identify with, while also going into themes that go beyond mere spectacle. Take the movie Logan, for example. It's a superhero film, but it leans more towards a gritty noir western film that explores the meaning and value of living in a cruel world. Similarly, -1 also delves into the value of life in such a harsh reality. Many movies and television shows today face the challenge of growing stale quickly due to the competitive and political nature of the industry. As a longtime Godzilla fan, I can't deny that many Godzilla films fall into this trap, prioritizing entertainment over meaningful storytelling and character development. While Godzilla -1 delivers great suspense and action, what truly sets it apart is its character depth, reminiscent to some of the most distinguished films in Japanese cinema, such as the original Godzilla, of course, and the works of Akira Kurosawa.
人思いに死んでやれ。そう思ってもとても死ねない。
The journey grapples with human desires and societal pressures, where duty to die for one's country is expected. It's a conflicting idea, as no one truly desires death, especially during times of utter despair. Soldiers from both sides fight for their countries. Homes are lost, and friends, families, and loved ones are gone. Like the original, Godzilla represents all of this, portraying the aftermath of the bombings and the struggles of those left behind after the end of the war. Yamazaki wanted to capture that essence, as he aptly puts. Whenever Godzilla appears in the film, he brings a kind of reflection on nuclear war and any man-made crisis. In post-war Japan, citizens were decimated. Survivors everywhere were in desperate need of help, and I wanted audiences to gain an understanding of how Japanese survivors felt after World War II." End quote. Honor has been a deeply ingrained ideal in Japan, tracking back to the concept's roots during the Sengoku era and evolving into what is known as Bushido. It represents a form of duty where warriors serve willing to sacrifice their lives for a higher cause, namely, the Emperor of Japan. This concept has persisted throughout Japan's history as a significant aspect of its military power during World War II. However, this clashes with the value of human life, as many soldiers are expected to sacrifice themselves when no other choice is present. Those who enlist and survive are often deemed shameful and cowardly. Losing is not even considered an option. The scarcity of resources, especially compared to the US, further reinforces this ideal among soldiers, placing more value on death rather than life itself. -1 challenges these ideas, emphasizing the willingness of sacrifice in the face of duty, as Jason Jones and Beatrice Riffol quoted saying for The Conversation. The film critiques the inhumanity visited upon soldiers who served within a wartime imperial army and navy paradigm, in which honor was predicated on their willingness to die in service to the emperor, and thus the nation. End quote. There appears to be a shift in the Hollywood landscape, with the Marvel era, let's say, leaving the spotlight as other big blockbuster movies take center stage and dominate the box office. Could this be a shift in Hollywood to create an opportunity for more movies with the vision to emerge again? Maybe. For me, the answer, as it always has been, yes and no. It's very complicated. While there may be moments of innovation, they come so rarely, and the industry's reliance on the next big hit to come out quickly will always remain constant. This cycle often sees acclaimed movies or shows even to be followed by carbon copies aiming to replicate their success before the trend fades. A sequel has been in the works. Now it's officially called Godzilla Minus Zero, and it will be releasing on November 3rd, 2026. I am not against the idea. I love Godzilla, as I've mentioned, but I believe a completely new Godzilla movie with a new director at the helm would be more compelling. That way the franchise can stay fresh, and Minus One is just one of many different interpretations. But regardless of what the future holds, I do highly recommend this movie to anyone really, even if you're not a Godzilla fan. It really is that good, and especially if you're tired of the same old stuff. This film offers something heavy, but it's worthwhile.